I knew my marriage was over the moment my husband glanced at his watch, smiled, and quietly said, "He's running late." The room fell completely silent. My mother looked confused. My sister frowned. Even our guests stopped talking. Only two people understood exactly who he meant: Ryan and me. People think getting caught happens in an instant: a text message, a hotel receipt, someone walking in at the wrong time. Mine started because my husband was waiting for someone I never invited. It was our 10th wedding anniversary. I'd planned a small dinner at our house. Just family, a few close friends, nothing extravagant. One long dining table, candles, soft music, roast chicken in the oven. The kind of evening that looked perfect from the outside. Ryan wasn't supposed to be anywhere near our house. He worked in the accounting department across town. We met 18 months earlier during a joint project. Coffee became lunch. Lunch became excuses. Excuses became an affair neither of us knew how to end. We had one rule: never let our lives overlap. Never let Noah exist in the same room. Until that Saturday. One of my coworkers called that afternoon. "Ryan's helping me move a few boxes. We'll probably stop by after." I nearly dropped my phone. After? Nobody had asked me. Nobody had warned me. Apparently, several coworkers thought it would be nice to surprise us with an anniversary visit. I spent the next 2 hours trying not to panic. Maybe Ryan wouldn't come. Maybe he'd make an excuse. Maybe. At 6 o'clock, guests began arriving. My parents, Noah's brother, neighbors, coworkers, everyone except Ryan. Dinner was almost ready. People gathered around the table. Someone asked, "Are we waiting for anyone else?" Before I could answer, Noah looked toward the front window, checked his watch, smiled. "He'll be here." I stared at him. "What?" He poured himself another glass of iced tea, completely relaxed. He said he'd probably be a little late. My heart stopped. Nobody else reacted. They assumed he meant another guest. Only Ryan and I knew there had been no conversation. There couldn't have been. I whispered, "Who?" Noah looked at me, almost amused. "You'll see." The room suddenly felt too warm. Every passing minute became unbearable. 6:15, 6:20, 6:25. Finally, headlights appeared through the front window. A familiar gray pickup turned into our driveway. Ryan. He climbed out holding a small gift bag, probably hoping nobody would notice he'd arrived late. Before he reached the porch, Noah stood, walked to the front door, opened it before Ryan even knocked. "There you are." Ryan froze. "I'm sorry I'm late." Noah laughed softly. "I know." "Traffic." Ryan blinked. "Yeah, thought so." Noah stepped aside. "Come in." Ryan looked at me. I couldn't move. He slowly walked inside. Every guest smiled politely, assuming this was another coworker. Noah took Ryan's jacket, hung it beside mine, then said the words I'll never forget. "I was just telling everyone, you're the only one we're still waiting for." The blood drained from Ryan's face. Dinner began. Ryan sat at the far end of the table, barely spoke, barely ate. Every few minutes, Noah included him in conversation. "So, Ryan, how's work been? Still driving that gray pickup? Still taking Oak Street home?" Each question sounded innocent. Each answer became quieter. Finally, Noah smiled. "You know, I feel like I already know you." Nobody noticed anything strange. Everyone laughed. Ryan forced a smile. "I guess that's possible." "No." Noah gently shook his head. "I think it's more than possible." Silence settled over the table. Then Noah looked directly at me. "When did you plan on introducing us?" Every sound disappeared. Someone quietly set down a fork. Ryan stared at his plate. I couldn't breathe. When did you find out? I whispered. Noah folded his napkin, placed it beside his plate. 10 months ago. 10 months. 10 months of birthdays, weekend trips, movie nights, family dinners. 10 months of him already knowing. Every memory instantly changed. The patience, the kindness, the quiet evenings. He hadn't been trying to save the marriage. He'd been waiting for the pretending to stop. Ryan slowly pushed back his chair. I should leave. Noah nodded politely. I think you should. Ryan stood, picked up his jacket, looked toward me one final time. Neither of us spoke. He quietly walked out the front door. The dining room remained completely silent. Guests looked at one another, confused, uncomfortable, unsure whether they should leave. My mother quietly gathered the dessert plates. Noah's brother mumbled something about getting home. Within 20 minutes, the house was empty. Only Noah and I remained. The anniversary candles had almost burned out. The food had gone cold. Half-filled wine glasses still sat on the table. Noah disappeared into his office. Returned carrying a large manila envelope. Divorce papers, already signed. Already dated, already waiting. I stared at them before finally asking, why did you say he was running late? Noah looked toward the front window. Because he was. I frowned. I knew he'd come. A long pause. You didn't invite him. I didn't invite him. But eventually, people always show up where they already feel welcome. The words hit harder than anything else that night. He handed me the envelope. I wasn't waiting for Ryan. Another long silence. I was waiting for the truth to finally arrive. He walked upstairs without another word, leaving me alone in the dining room. I sat there until every candle burned out. The empty chair Ryan had occupied still pulled slightly away from the table. His untouched dessert still sitting on the plate. Sometimes I still think about that anniversary. Not because it ended my marriage. Not because Ryan came to the house. Not even because Noah already knew. The hardest part was realizing my husband had never been surprised. He wasn't predicting the future. He wasn't setting a trap. He simply understood something I refused to admit. When someone becomes part of your everyday life, it's only a matter of time before they arrive at the places you once believed were reserved for someone else. And when Noah quietly looked at his watch and said, he's running late, he wasn't talking about Ryan. He was talking about the truth.